All right, let's get it going here. So I'm going to be totally honest. I've only watched a little bit of Commander stuff. I haven't watched a lot. We're going to start with this real quick.
Stay off that podcast, bro. You get more after your podcast than you do in the field. Every time I turn around, 44, 44. Come on, bro. You the best, bro. Lead by example. Lead by example, bro. Keep on getting on the podcast like, oh, yeah. Devontae Adams, yeah, he cooked me today. No. Get forward. God damn, Scott. Hey, Scott, tell them all to stay off that podcast, man. I'm being serious, man. Hey, Scott. Y'all know that's true. That's why everybody out here coming to laugh. That man keep on give out effort. Then you don't need so the fans no love. That's the sad part about it. He said he was going to start sign autograph.
There you go. That's how we're going to start today because that clip's fucking hysterical, man. Absolutely love that one. Let's see here. Let me get this going. Where is it? It's so weird. Okay. We're going to do this. There we go. Now it's working. Now we're good. Haven't watched much of the Commanders. I was kind of keeping an eye on this game last week. We had two division rivals going at the same time. We had the Ravens, who lost to the Raiders, and we had the Browns, who beat the Jags. So I was a little more invested in that than I was in this. This is all their snaps offensively. There's going to be some special teams. Film room doesn't have a way for me to filter that out yet. They're working on it apparently. So I think for starters, the few things that we should just we already know. Let me go ahead and get this full screen. Few things that are going to go without saying. Obviously, mobile quarterbacks in the past, they have opportunities to get down the field. It's going to be, these obviously aren't our guys, but it's going to be on Jermaine Pratt and Logan Wilson. They're more often than not going to spy Jaden in this game. I think that is a big matchup to watch. If you let him break contain and get out of the pocket, he is a threat. Now, if you could keep him confined in the pocket, as we're going to see as this game goes on, it's not as good. He's a rookie. He's still very raw. And then another big matchup, they have Brian Robinson, who has been running the football pretty damn well. I do like him. I don't know if he's as good as Ramondre Stevenson. I personally don't believe so. I think he's probably better than Pacheco. I just think Pacheco is a better interior offensive line. This is probably, I think the Patriots are still the worst O-line we're going to play this season. I do think that Sam Cosmi here for the Commanders, he is a very good guard. Let me actually circle it. Sam Cosmi is a very, very good football player. And then they do have a legitimate threat. They have Terry McLaurin on the outside, one of the NFL's most underrated receivers. I think we had tougher matchups last week with Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice, and then also having to keep focus on Travis Kelce because, Mahomes will get him the football. So this is going to be an interesting game. This is a young quarterback in a primetime situation who has something to prove. Our defense has notoriously been bad against mobile quarterbacks. So let's go ahead and watch this film and see if we can pick up on anything that they're trying to do here. I do have some numbers which I can go over at the end. So it looks like they're calling a quick screen pass, trying to get the ball in the hands of one of their playmakers there. It gets blown up. Let's see. I did see something from week one. They do have they have the Cardinals' old head coach. I'm blanking on his name. Younger guy, but he I don't know if it was facetious or not. I saw Commanders talking about how they had Terry McLaurin just standing on one side of the field. They never moved him around. He just played like left outside receiver. So again, a quick pass, get it out to Brian Robinson, let your running back try to pick up some yardage for you to set up for an easier third down. and this is where tackling is going to be at a very big importance, is that they're not going to take shots down the field. You have to be able to fly up and make a play and keep them to third and long situations and force Jaden Daniels to be a pocket passer. Maybe I should have started with the numbers first, but that's fine. It'll be a big surprise at the end, I guess. So they're going to go 5 wide here. You're going to have a little stack there. Feel like he had an opportunity to get the ball out to somebody there, but regardless, what DCs has he faced? I do not. It's not Wink Martindale in New York anymore. Let me pull that up real quick. I know Wink Martindale's back in college, but I think he was there last year. They are 1-1. They lost to Tampa and they beat the Giants. Let's pull this up here. Let's see. Pass game coordinator, special teams coordinator. I think they have co-defensive coordinators, it looks like. Maybe. Because they have Larry Foote, Casey Rogers. They have, let's see. They got to have a defensive coordinator just straight up. Defensive special teams assistant. Yeah, it looks like they don't have I'm looking at their coaching staff. They have an assistant secondary coach, special teams coordinator, a pass game coordinator and inside linebackers, a run game coordinator and defensive line, an offensive coordinator. Is Todd Bowles doing all their defense right now? Because I don't see anyone with the official role of a DC. And I know Todd Bowles was their DC, if I remember correctly. So that would kind of make sense if he was doing their defensive play calls. The Giants hired Shane Bowen. He was the Titans coordinator. So that is their current DC. It was Wink Martindale last year. So I was correct on that. Let me lock back in on this. So there's their DCs. Let me get this spotlight there. There we go.
Again, top of the morning to everyone.
Morning.
Players know the situation.
Man, I was trying to stay in the last night game, but man, I was tired. I try to hang in with the cool guys, but I couldn't.
So you missed that ending?
Yeah, that's why I was like, bro, nothing happened. I heard it got good at the end.
It did. Last 2 minutes of the game.
What happened? All I'm hearing about Saquon dropped some pass.
Yeah, so it basically it's second and short, 2-minute warning. The Eagles pick it up, run on first, run on second. It's third down. They have the stop. And then they decide to not run the football, which cost about 40 seconds. Saquon drops a pass that would have been a first down and would have iced the game. They kick the field goal to go up 6, and Kirk Cousins in like a minute walks them down the field, scores a touchdown, wins the game. Jalen throws a walk-off pick to Jesse Bates. Shout out to a former Bengal there. This is something to keep an eye on with these guys too, is they want to run everything primarily out of shotgun. They do not want to do a lot of under center work. They're kind of like us in that way. So they show a pistol and then they motion the running back out, screen pass, get it to your playmakers on third and short to pick it up. A lot of quick to intermediate passing, not a lot of pushing the ball down the field.
Do you think Jenkins play this week?
I hope. I think Chris Jenkins would be great to have this week.
I seen that we worked out Lawrence Guy. I hope we get him. I hope we sign him.
I don't think he'll be Lawrence Guy. The other dude played a Clemson. And you know Marion Hobby loves his Clemson guys. Albert Huggins, that's it.
I don't want to. I don't care about know if they went to a college, bro. I'm focused on if they produce in the NFL.
You know who I think could produce if you gave him some snaps is Justin Rogers on the D line.
But then again, it's that point right there. Why are we looking for outside guys and we're not even using the guys that we have?
I mean, because I think you're going to need, depending on the BJ Hill, Sheldon Rankins thing, you're going to need multiple bodies. And that
We
is
don't even
one
know if
good
they even
thing.
bring them up.
That is one good thing to bring up here as well. This Giants defensive line is much better than what we have. Just going to put that out there for everybody. This guy right here, Dexter Lawrence, probably the best D tackle in the entire NFL, if you had to ask me. If I had to pick one D tackle, that's my guy. And then you just pair him with Brian Burns, who you get from Carolina in the offseason. And that's a pretty lethal D line. Obviously, I think Trey Hendrickson's better than Brian Burns, but Dexter Lawrence is by far better than anything we have to offer outside of Trey Hendrickson. So it might look a little bit different, but again, they're using a lot of motion. Again, still lining up in shotgun. And then they're bringing in a tight end to help. Let's see if he chips and releases, or let's see if he runs an actual route here. So motion across, he runs actual route. That pressure is there immediately. Jaden gets out of it well, though. He takes a shot on the sideline. That should have been a flag.
I was trying to look for the Albert Huggins highlights. I can't find it. I can't even find it. I just see his highlights from Clemson. That says what I need to hear.
You got to get him down there. Cornerbacks got to play tough. This game, I definitely agree.
What's Lou record going against rookie QBs?
That's something that we can probably look up after this game. I do have like the numbers pulled up. I put a tweet out about the Bengals defense, and while it's not great on the ground, everything else is really good. Top 10 in yards allowed, like in the good way. And we are a top 5 scoring defense, again in a good way. Ooh, he's shifty, man.
That's one thing I'm worried about is his legs.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we need to prepare. This how we prepare for the Ravens, but we should be used to playing against a player like him. But with him, he got an arm too, so it really is like Lamar, but not like Lamar.
He hasn't quite shown it yet, though, I will say.
But we know it's there. You know it's
Yeah.
there.
A zone concept out of pistol there. Again, everything looks so far. And I was looking up the DCs. I don't remember seeing a single play under center though. It's all shotgun.
Man, I wanted Forbes to play so bad.
All right, so they're in the red zone here, and I'll give you guys a little spoiler. They don't score a single touchdown this game, but they win the game.
Sound like the Steelers.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the red zone here. Daniels is more scramble to pass than scramble to run like Lamar. I kind of get that vibe too. Again, he could do it with both, but everything looks quick. They're not really taking shots downfield. Here he is on a design run. Everything they're doing right now is near the line of scrimmage. They're not really pushing the ball downfield.
I'm not gonna lie, but their uniform look right here. Bring back that Redskin thing.
I mean, they should have just stuck with Washington football team.
No, they.
Zach, is that our running backs or is that opposing running backs averaging 5.4 carry? Theirs? Okay. Yeah, that's pretty big. That's pretty big.
Speaking of running backs, I wanted to see that running back that we got from the practice. Was it waiver claims that from Georgia?
Oh yeah.
I think people forgot about him. Like, I just want to see what he can do for that power back. Power back.
Here's a shotgun look again. So they've had a couple negative plays. Good gain, good effort right there. Just short of the first down on that draw. Is that Eckler? Tackling. You had him. Now it's honestly, this would be 4th and go territory for me. Yeah, it looks like they're going for it. First under center play I remember seeing. And a false start. Damn. I wonder what that was going to be. I feel like that would have been a sneak. I feel like it's kind of telegraphed there. So your tight end gets set. He false starts, push you back 5. Now instead of going for it, you're going to settle for the 3. So the Giants, again, we don't know what's going to happen on that 4th down play, but they get a little bit of help. Keep them out of field goal range. I think it's easier said than done with a kid who's as athletic as Jaden Daniels, but probably going to be a PA rollout. I could see that. Get him on the edge of the defense, let him make a decision whether he's going to run for it or throw for it. But easier said than done with Jaden Daniels. But the key for the game is you got to confuse the rookie quarterback, and you have to force him to throw the ball down the field. You can't let him just sit here and pick you apart in these short to intermediate passes and give up 6, 7, 8 yards off a wide receiver screen over and over and over, right?
Who's his weapons besides McLaurin? Besides, what next to McLaurin?
They just traded Jahan Dotson, didn't they?
Yeah, he on the Eagles.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pull that up here. I'll go through their offensive depth chart.
If I'm not mistaken, I think they got De'Ami Brown. I don't know if he's like a threat.
That I'm not sure on. They got they drafted Luke McCaffrey, and bad news for Bengals fans, they got Noah Brown.
Oh my God. They probably gonna start him on purpose this game.
They do. Like Nick Allegretti, I think he's a fine guard, but Tyler Biotish and Sam Cosme, I do like that interior O-line. Brandon Coleman, I had him as a guard coming out when he got drafted, but they're playing him at tackle. That could be a mismatch for Trey Hendrickson. And then they have Andrew Wiley. I believe that's the former Chief as their right tackle. So, I mean, Luke McCaffrey, I think he's a fine player. I don't think he's really, like, elite yet. De'Ami Brown, I think the same. Noah Brown's the only name on there that's kind of like shit.
We can't get away from that dude.
Yeah. Man, they need to
just like Dalton. We can't get away from him.
Fix your all-22 NFL. Come on.
Execution style of football is what we want from his players. Now, what you have to be careful is
I had a question last night when we was watching it. I was like, who you think scored the first touchdown, Burton or Chase?
Chase. You got to get Jamar going this game.
I'm going to say the only reason I put Chase in the category was saying Burton because, without T, they going to triple and double him majority of the game. And we're not sure if T's coming back this week. So that's why I ain't want to sound like I'm just trolling. You got to think about how they seen what Burton can do, and hopefully they put him in more. He need to get some earning snaps because that's crazy. He was just out on the field running cardio and dropping balls.
They have Zach Ertz as their tight end too.
He's still in the league. Holy shit!
Again, it's an easy gain right there. Easy gain of like 5-6 on first down. Sets them up for convertible on second.
Now, isn't the strength of this Commanders team the depth on their D-line?
I'm not huge on their edge guys. I don't think their edge rushers are great. I think their D tackles are great. I think they have two of the better defensive tackles in the NFL. And then the cornerback room, I know Emmanuel Forbes is hurt right now. I do like St. Juice. I do like him a lot. They lost Cam Curl this offseason. So I would say probably the strength of the Commanders right now is that interior offensive line and the way they can run the football.
Damn, we could call them the Berlin Wall.
A little bit of a hold there that Biotish got away with.
I don't care if the Commanders. We need to prepare for them how we did last week against for the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm desperate for a Bengals win right now. We haven't won a game since January.
We got to win this game. You can't afford to start 0-3. I think we still are in contention for a 2 seed. We just got to get on top of this shit.
A lot of misdirection, a lot of eye candy there. Let's see if they follow up on that, and instead of handing it off, they give it on the reverse or something. Back to shotgun again.
Guys, we might be getting Brian Callahan back.
Are we? I don't know. Could that 12-man personnel, do you guys think that's a Dan Pitcher thing, or do you think that's a Zach Taylor thing?
I think that's a personnel thing. I think it's.
We was running 12 with Browning.
I think it's just we're more confident to do it because we actually have a tight end room.
God, it is.
So they're bringing the blitz. Jaden gets a little panicked in the pocket, almost gets out of there, but.
Yo, Trey Henderson finna be on his ass Monday.
Watch this. This is a delayed blitz. He sees it, at least some of it pre-snap. He just doesn't know where it's coming from. Your line gets beat pretty much immediately.
Understand that you cannot put your team in these kind of situations. No issue with coach coming at it like that.
And then they have to settle for another field goal.
You know this, coach. You coach every.
That's going to be the story of their game. They drive the ball pretty well, but they have to settle for field goals. J-Dub, what you got going on in the background?
Something that he's going to want to always do.
Oh, it's probably
it doesn't sound like. Yeah, it doesn't sound like Skinamax. I'm kind of disappointed in you, young man.
What does it sound like?
Sounds like sports talk and football and whatnot.
Oh, wow, good morning football.
Yeah, that's not Skinamax.
Good coverage there. Real good coverage.
My bad, guy. I turned it down. I'm trying to hear the BS they talking about our team.
Yeah, I stopped listening to big media outlets when it came to the Bengals years and years ago. Basically, when they just started writing us off in 2022 after the Super Bowl season, I said, okay.
It was a segment. They was like, which 0-2 team they most confident in?
They probably said the Ravens.
Yep, the Ravens and the Titans.
The Titans? What the fuck?
Now, they just be saying anything like, "Oh my gosh!" But I think one person said the Bengals. I think it wasn't Kyle. I think it was other dude.
Back
Peter,
to the pistol look again.
Stat boy.
Yeah.
Just a design QB draw gets nothing. I feel like these quarterbacks who got drafted, who are a little more athletic, we saw it with Caleb, we're seeing it with Jaden. They're not as explosive as they were in college, and I think it's just because the level of athlete that's on the field in the NFL is just. I mean, bro, this isn't playing, some bullshit Pac-12 school or some bullshit SEC school.
We need to play Dejon. Well, what's his name? Dejon. If you know,
Dejon, yeah.
Yeah, if you know, you know. And the people that don't know, I think he put a big hit on Jaden in college. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we need that.
More speed on the D line, absolutely. I mean, look at this Giants D line constantly working.
I mean, I don't think speed matters on the D line if you're still not getting to the still not finishing the sack. Because we can get there, but we just don't finish the sack. We'll finish the play.
I think where speed on the D line matters is when you're playing against a more athletic quarterback like this. That's where a guy like Miles Murphy would come in handy in a game like this because he could get out to the edge of the defense and run him down. But you don't have a lot of freaks like that. Like you have some in college football, but you have a freak like that on like every single team in the NFL, it feels like. And just the speed of the game is just, it's so different. Again, just sitting in shotgun. This is like a spread offense from college. Prevent those types of QBs from getting to the second level. Yeah. Good accurate throw there.
Would you run an extra DB or an extra safety and remove a linebacker for that?
Well,
Have
like a
someone with a
nickel
little
or a
bit more
dime.
speed. Yeah, something like that in case, because you got to think if we don't have good interior pressure, that's just going to flush him to run forward probably. And if you have everybody drop too deep covering any targets, you need somebody to be able to break away and come back and take his ass out.
In my personal opinion, if I'm going against the primary shotgun team who isn't showing a lot of heavy looks, like if you look at this right here, this is not a heavy look. Yeah, I'm going to run primary nickel or primary dime. I'm not going to run a lot of 4-3. I think ADG is great, but I like that 4-3 look with ADG more if they're running like a lot of tight ends, you know? And that's the thing
Yeah,
with the Chiefs.
exactly.
The Chiefs will run a lot of tight ends. For me, this isn't a ADG type game. It can be in certain snaps, certain situations. This is going to be you want Jermaine, you want Logan out there, and you're either going to rotate into DJ Turner, who had a pick that was called back for a penalty, and yeah, probably Mike Hilton too.
Like I'm gonna use this as like a game week. We in the Bengals film room, and you're loose. Knowing that we have the Commanders, who's the players that you like? Oh, this is how they offenses ran through. Who would say we need to slow down and stop the players in the Commanders offense?
I mean, you're gonna win the game at the line of scrimmage more often than not. So I think the first step to beating the Commanders is forcing them to be one dimensional by shutting down the running game. Once you can do that, and you can force them into these second and third and longs where they have to push the ball down the field, that's where I can get more exotic with my looks in terms of the defensive backfield. That's where Lou really shines, is if he gets you to the second and third and longs, especially with the safeties being a little more ready to go than they were last year with the guys we brought in. So I think this game's won on first down. I've said it a lot, and I'm going to keep saying it this season until the run game improves. If you can neutralize the amount of yards they're getting on first down, and you could force them into those long situations, you could force this athletic QB to sit in the pocket. And maybe instead of going so crazy to contain or to rush him like a Trey Hendrickson does to Mahomes, maybe instead of doing that, you try to play a bit more contained. You try to force him to sit in the pocket. That's where I think you're really going to win. I mean, the key to this game is shutting down Austin Eckler and Brian Robinson. I think Terry McLaurin's a great player, but I'd rather watch him try to throw deep shots to Terry McLaurin than let Brian Robinson get 6, 7, 8 yards of carry on us. You know what I mean?
And we put up points, baby. Well, should be in that predicament to have to keep stopping the run because
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna be forced to pass like the Chiefs. They even though they was efficient with the run game, they couldn't keep going to that because they was down.
Yeah.
So they was really playing in our hand.
Do you see this right here? From my count, from what I've seen, they've gone under center twice this game, and they've got false starts on back-to-back under center plays. This team is not very comfortable under center. There's Jaden just making a play. Hendrickson's going to command help from a tight end, just contain and force a young QB to make a mistake. Absolutely. This is where, again, like that edge right there, if you stop and you set your feet a little bit, you're probably still going to get your sack, but now you got a little over aggressive, and there goes Jaden for a first down. But again, red zone, they struggled. The field shortens a little bit. You don't have to worry about the deep shot going over your head. Faith in the secondary after last game. But it's all going to be about the run. Yeah, I mean, our secondary, our passing defense is the top 5 passing defense statistically right now. We haven't even given up 300 total yards this season. We held Patrick Mahomes to 150 yards.
Yeah, and that's the Lou Anarumo special. It's kind of like we don't really give a fuck. We'll give you all the rushing yards, have a top 5 passing defense, and then usually it's like a top 10 scoring defense or something like that.
And that's exactly where we're at right now.
See what happens when you have proven safeties to be in the back instead of rookies and a bum?
Hey, stop with your logic. Stop with the logic.
Well, that's where I'm questioning. Like, I get people want Jordan Battle out there, but our safeties haven't been bad. Like, there have been some missed tackles week 1. Last week, our safeties weren't noticeable at all. They didn't do anything bad.
Well, part of it might be
Bell did let a 350-pound man score a touchdown, but besides that, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's goal line.
And I don't know if any safety is going to be able to just shut down a 355-pound fucking man,
I mean, but if you watch the play, I guess
he was just wide ass open.
His man, but he got sucked in with the run. That allowed him to leak out that free like that.
You got to pick your poison. You got to pick your poison in those situations. Like it's the thing I was saying about the tush push yesterday, where people are like, we hate the play and it's annoying and it's boring. But the best way to let them not run that is you don't let them get to
the 1 yard situation. Exactly. I personally don't hate the play as a fan of football. I like seeing a play that a team can just kind of run at will. It's credit to Philly for being able to consistently do it for like 3 years now.
I feel like if it wasn't Philly and if their coach was a little more likable, I'd probably enjoy it more. But I fucking hate Nick Sirianni.
If he was like a paisan instead of a worthless guinea, yeah, I feel you. But
it's going to get demonetized on YouTube real quick.
I'm allowed to say it. They can chill. I've got the family tree. I could point you right back to the Delaros coming from Italy 5 generations ago.
Biggest thing this week is the offense needs to protect the defense, score early and often, force them to go away from the running game. Yeah. I mean, if you don't want to get the ball ran all over you, like it's kind of last year's Titans game, isn't it? You settle in the red zone and they come down, they score, and your offense isn't moving the ball and they keep scoring and they're efficient in everything they're doing. Then towards the end of the game situation where you're trying to mount a comeback, they're just going to keep running the ball on you.
Yeah,
Do y'all think Joe is fumbling more because he's not trying to fall in his wrist awkwardly? Because I'm noticing that. I hope it's not a trend, but his ball control is being a little shaky now inside the pocket.
It is. I wonder if that's just like a strength thing, like he's still getting the strength back in the wrist. I feel like that's the only thing I'm really seeing from Joe where I'm like, that's not what it used to be. Everything else, like the deep ball, the touch, able to throw at different speeds, different angles, like all that's still there. I just feel like that ball security in the running game, because that one against the Patriots was pretty close too. But we'll see if that progresses as the year goes on, or maybe that's just, the new thing we got to live with Burrow is not great ball security.
Yeah, because usually he roll out the pocket with 2 hands on the ball. Now he's just doing one.
Mm-hmm. Our run defense will be the difference between having close games and putting people away early. Absolutely. Those fumbles are just good punch outs from defenders. I don't think you'll see much more of that. I hope, but I mean, again, I feel like ball security across the entire team hasn't been good. Drew Sample almost lost one on Sunday. Joe did lose one. We had.
I don't remember Joe fumbling against the Patriots.
He almost did. He almost did. It got reviewed and overturned.
Okay,
but you still had 2 fumbles against the Patriots. You know, on the season, you've nearly had like 6 fumbles or something like that.
Yeah, which is insane because they only had like 2 last year.
And if you just take away like one of those fumbles, I think you're 1-1. You take away 2, then you're 2-0.
Oh God, if they have to play in the rain this year. Just send Jake Browning out
downfield.
It's a rainy day.
Hell no, I don't send Jake Browning out there. I don't want to win.
If it's a rainy day, bro, if it's pissing rain, I don't know. Joe Burrow is a fire type.
Man, forget that. We paying this man $250 million. If we can't play in the rain, I need a refund.
Hey,
give me like 100 mil back.
There we go.
No, low key, they need to start I think practicing for weather like that though. I know that it was Pete Carroll way back in the day used to spray the balls with a water bottle in Seahawks practice just to get them used to playing with wet footballs because it rains so much over here.
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be advised of not bringing Pete Carroll in.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody would buy into his rah bullshit though.
They're starting to push the ball down the field.
But just imagine him just chewing that gum on our sideline. That's aura.
That is aura. Just help out Lou Anarumo. The fuck.
Dude.
So they've been going short all game. You see Jaden with that little pump fake, and then he ends up throwing it deep.
Check this out.
That opens up that window.
Part of that too, isn't that also kind of quality of competition? How good is the Giants secondary? I don't know.
I don't think the Giants defense is that bad. Deontay Banks is solid. That's a good run. They have a really good D-line. I didn't even mention Kayvon Thibodeau.
Kayvon Thibodeau. I remember hearing that name.
That O-line got to the second level well. Is that Biotish? Again, in the red zone. See what happens. Pistol look. Motion him back to shotgun. Nothing. Short yardage. Splitting Eckler out. So now you got a 5 wide.
Yo, we really had people, Chiefs fans, telling them to bitch Mahomes that last game. That was hilarious. No other team have him like that.
You see what Thibodeau does here?
Go inside. I mean, that's when they're going inside.
Or is that Burns?
Oh, he on the other. That is Burns.
Watch right here.
Oh, that's Thibodeau.
They're worried about the running presence, so he's containing instead of rushing right there. And you keep Jaden Daniels to a short yardage gain there.
Is Thibodeau a bust?
I don't think so at all.
Wasn't he a top 5 pick?
I think so. Pressure gets there and affects the throw just enough. If your QB sets his feet, that's 7.
I think you go crazy on our defense.
It's something I really cherish. I enjoy.
Isn't that the guy Thad Moss took out? Yes. Yeah, in preseason. Someone said it was dirty. You think we're going to see more ADG? I don't think we're going to see any or I won't say any. I don't think we're going to see much ADG. I think if they're going to run primary shotgun, they're going to try to spread it sideline to sideline. You're going to see more nickel. You're going to see a lot of Mike Hilton. You're probably going to see some DJ Turner. Who knows? Maybe Jordan Battle gets in on a few reps.
Yeah. Y'all know our team. Y'all know if a player flashes in the game before they're not getting in the next game. Y'all should know that by now.
Any word on Jackson or Jenkins? No. I don't think we'll know anything until probably tomorrow or Thursday. Everything's pushed back a day this week since the Monday night game. Kind of get an extra day off.
So practice Thursday?
Yes, I believe it starts Wednesday. If it was a normal game week, we would have practiced today. And we still might, who knows? But typically, like whatever day the injury report comes out, which I think is Thursday, then push that back a day. So now instead of Thursday, we got a Friday injury report. And that's like the important one.
Why
So
they keep
Sunday
putting
and
Burrow
post
on the injury report?
because he's technically still coming back from the injury. I think they dealt with that shit. Was it last year in the calf strain?
Yeah.
Like, so they just put it on there just to cover their ass.
But that's smart
Again,
because you already know they're finna be on our ass about it.
they got the Giants cheating up. Screen pass, they can't get out there in time. That play's
Blew
blown
that
up.
shit up, yeah.
They're going to run a lot of that against us.
You know what I know is what
Great
changed about
throw.
our defense, and I loved it. I love it. So y'all know when we play zone, we give them like 10 yards back. Well, we be 10 yards back or 8 yards back, and that literally gives them like 5 yards to work. I hated that. Like, we're giving them yards. But now I see we're like 3 yards in front of them. I like that. See, Lou learn. I couldn't stand that because like you stand 10 yards back, you're literally giving them 5. You giving them 5 yards.
Here's under center again. Oh. I get tracked down. Okay. I was like, if he houses this, what? There's got to be a flag or something. He keeps his feet moving here. Let's see this again. He just doesn't stop running. That's bad tackling by the Giants defense.
Oh my God. You know what? They're going to get one of those plays against us.
Don't wish that into existence.
I'm not wishing that. I'm just acknowledging that we usually break like that and teams could pop off a chunk play, but then we'll probably just tighten up in the red zone and they'll score for a field goal there. Happened in like the third quarter, halfway through it.
Good first down gain on the carry. Love that pulling right there. That's Nick Allegretti. Watch their tight end right here. Bang. Tight end picks one up. Running back makes first guy miss. First down. Now you're first and goal inside the 10. Under center. Good gain.
'97's doing a good job of stopping the run, but he seems to go with the momentum too much and has given him an extra 3 yards on the fucking tackle.
Yeah, that's Dexter Lawrence. Another false start in the red zone.
Dixie.
They're just shooting themselves in the foot a lot in the red zone, too. That's 2 penalties now. So now you got a 2nd and goal from the 9 instead of 2nd and goal from the 4 or 5. Hand off to B-Rob. That's a way to fly to the ball there.
It's like football dog pile that you'd see in cartoons. Sexy Dexy just getting double teamed like a son of a bitch.
This is just something to keep an eye on, right? This is a read concept right here. And Thibodeau plays it well. So for people who haven't seen this kind of offense, I'll go ahead and I'll slow it down because I know there's some people in here who haven't seen this before. They don't pay attention. So when you're running a read concept, the quarterback is reading off of the edge. The quarterback goes this way. Running back can go this way right here. So when we watch this in slow motion, Jaden holds the ball for an extra second on the handoff, right? So for some people, like let's say someone runs this with Kirk. So pause. You see how Jaden is still acting like he has the football here? He's carrying out the fake because if Kayvon cheats in to stop the run here, he gets to hold that ball. And now look at all this open space, right? So
in theory, yeah, but it looks like running back already has the possession of the ball.
You can pull that right back out.
Can you? Okay, so that's just like schemed up where the running back has it but isn't clamping it, so it's kind of loose in there.
Yeah, so you get it into the gut of the running back. You can pull that back out. You will see some fumbles off of this because of that. Ohio State ran this a shit ton with JT Barrett. This is one of their staple plays. They'd put JT Barrett back here. They'd put Zeke Elliott right here. And they would just read this guy. And if he wants to cheat in to stop Zeke, okay, cool. There goes JT Barrett right around. And if he stays home like this, cool. Hand it off. Should be able to get some yardage there. So he's holding his ball for just an extra second here because he wants to read what Kayvon is doing. That's going to be so important because we've had issues with that in the past. We had that a lot last season. The Titans game sticks out. We had that in the Patriots game where the edge, cough 94, Sam Hubbard, he will just crash in and he'll try to make a stop. He'll try to make a TFL. He'll try to make a play in the run game because that's what he does. But keeping your eyes up. No, it was better this week. It was much better. I feel like Lou kind of grilled that a little bit. And it's going to be another thing to watch this week. If you're just going to crash in to try to stop Brian Robinson, this dude is so athletic. He'll get out to the second level. He'll get out to this perimeter. And look, he's about to block 41. If he gets a block on 41 and Kayvon's not there, you have all the motion going this way, and now you're just counting on 31 to make a play. So
yeah, and technically that's behind the line of scrimmage. So if 31 were to sell and try to start rushing at that point, he would still be eligible to pass it to that receiver out to his left.
Yeah, if they do have a pass option, if they have an RPO off this, which I mean, I don't know if they do. I know Urban Meyer does. He's kind of the guy I look at when I want to watch like good option football. So again, he holds the football for an extra second. Kayvon makes the right decision. And it ends up being a TFL. But if Kayvon doesn't have the wherewithal to sit like in the hole and watch it, then there goes Jaden Daniels right there. And you're going to have to ask your safety to make a tackle on a young athletic QB. So it's just a little thing. It's a little thing to watch for. Hopefully that doesn't kill us this week. You just blew that play up. Edge blew that one up. And it's a long situation. It's 3rd and long. So I get he can maybe try to make something happen with the feet there. could also eliminate that by bringing nickel on blitz. You could, and Mike Hilton's very good at that. You're absolutely right. There's multiple ways to go about stopping an option like a zone read like that. I mean, I just remember, because obviously that's what everybody fucking ran in high school in the state of Ohio, because everyone here worships Urban Meyer. Just the point of attack has got to be your D end, and then let Mike Hilton crash in. Maybe don't show that multiple times. Maybe sniff it out. And I mean, Lou Anarumo's smarter about how to get his defense programmed than I ever will be. So I'm going to trust him on that. But there definitely could be some tells that we're just missing a little bit. And we'll maybe watch this one more time, two more times, since we have enough time until game day. I think maybe Monday we'll keep it chill. We'll watch some film and all that. Again, back to the shotgun look, motion across. There's a touch pass. And just string it out sideline to sideline, and they blow it up.
I have a feeling we're going to be seeing that Monday a lot.
I think that's one thing where I think we could do pretty well. If they want to go sideline to sideline, I think our DBs are fast enough and athletic enough where they can go sideline to sideline as well. It's a good pass rush. He has to step up in the pocket. He gets a 4 or 5 yard gain on second down. This is third and winnable for the defense. Haven't seen anything complex from this offense. It's all very basic. I mean, this is a college offense. And I think the key for them is going to be execution. The Steelers won a Super Bowl running, what was it, 20 plays, 24 plays with Big Ben his rookie year. You don't have to have a super complex offense to win in this league. You just have to execute. And that looked like a pick. Yeah, they call that. That was very clearly offensive pass interference at the top of the screen there. They do try to give you a little bit of eye candy with guys in motion, sending multiple guys on different angles. Like, I do like that for a college offense. I don't know how sustainable it is in the pros, because, I mean, you just drafted this guy in the first round. You'd like for him to be able to run more of a pro-style offense, but it's just this is what a lot of dudes will run on College Football 25. They'll send someone in motion. They'll sit out a shotgun. Hell of a throw. It looks like they brought a little bit of pressure, but they couldn't get there. Let's see this again. So they have 4 down line. You got a guy creeping towards the line of scrimmage. Backs off. Yeah, you end up bringing an extra guy there, and you don't have safety help over the top. So if that pass is thrown a bit more in front, that could be 7. That could be a walk-in touchdown. But it wasn't the best throw. Again, they like the numbers to the outside. Hell of a play by the DB there. Keep it to a short gain. Everything's basic. They've taken a couple intermediate shots. I wouldn't even say like deep shots down the field. Like it looks like to me like the Giants are getting walked down definitely on defense. They're giving up, they're giving up some yards, and obviously their offense isn't responding. And, you give up 18 points all off of field goals. It's not very good. And, right there. But it looks like the Commanders are kind of letting the Giants defense dictate what they do. It is nice. You get the motion going one way, and then, you have the defense's eyes going left to right, and then you throw back to the left, and they didn't have, any backside integrity on defense. And that sets up a pretty big gain. Now it's a goal-to-go situation again. You've got one tight end, trips wide receivers, and is that a false start again in the red zone? That is 3 red zone false starts right there. And this is a wildcat look, too. Can't have it. Those red zone penalties will kill you. Let's see how they respond. It's still 1st and goal. You're from the 11. You still get 7 here. And a check down that's a little haywire. And now it's 2nd and 11. Now it's getting even tougher. Jaden just doesn't look very comfortable in the pocket, even on a simple pass like that. And it was going to get blown up whether he completed it or not, whether he threw a better ball or not. But it's just he doesn't look fully comfortable back there. He's holding on to the ball for a long time. He isn't being decisive about whether he wants to scramble or not, when he wants to step up. It just looks like a guy who's thinking a bit too much. He's most comfortable rolling out. Yeah, when you get him on the perimeter of a defense and you give him the option to tuck it and run and get what he can get or to throw, I think my thing, and this would be my fear, I think something they could kill us on potentially is if you get Jaden Daniels rolling out. And again, he's a right-handed quarterback, so if you're a righty, you more often than not prefer rolling right than rolling left. It's just more comfortable for you to set your feet and throw. If you take these guys and you move them over here and you get your 3 wide receivers on the left, you let them run like a flood concept off of what Jaden Daniels likes to do, whatever routes. I'm not going to draw real routes or anything, but you let them run a flood concept against the defense and you let Jaden Daniels get out to the edge of a defense, it's going to be, on top of that, it's going to be Sam Hubbard out here who's going to have to hold up, right? Because Trey's going to rush from the blind side over here. So I think that would be somewhere where they could have success against our defense. DTs are going to have to be disciplined with the tuck and run to mill. Absolutely. I mean, if you have, let's say you have Trey Hendrickson and he goes on some crazy angle and your D tackle decides to go inside, there's going to be a lane for him to step up right here. And we saw that a couple times in the Patriots game. That's the only reason I bring that up is Trey would rush wide and your D tackle would go straight inside. You just can't have that. Your D line's got to move in sync. I think another thing that could potentially work for this defense as well, if you want to get a more athletic guy on the inside, bump Sam Hubbard in, put Cedric Johnson here. Let Sam Hubbard kind of play D tackle and let him kind of play spy as well on these long passing situations that you're going to get them in. Obviously, don't do that on a 1st and 10 where they can still run the football, but let Sam Hubbard kind of just play this middle of the field spy. Let your linebackers kind of flow and make plays sideline to sideline like they have been doing. And then just let Trey and let Ced pin their ears back a little bit. We've seen Sam play spy on Patrick Mahomes in that 2021 AFC Championship game where he forced that fumble, and we almost won it before Butker kicked the field goal. Sam was just kind of sitting here middle of the field, and then when Mahomes goes to break contain, then he gets active, and he runs him down, right? So that could be a potential to the DT problem as well. Here, let's see what this play is. Motion back across. And another false start. Wow. A lot of mental errors. And I don't think you're going to be able to count on that this week. I think, I do like their coach. I like Dan Quinn. If they do that, that's a systemic problem. That's not just a one-game thing. Man, I'd be moving a little bit quick too if that's who's lined up across from me as a tackle. But what is that now? 4 red zone false starts. Now you just set yourself back even further.
Well, do you think them being on the road and what's going to be a wild Monday night environment in Cincinnati is going to have a factor in that too? I wonder how much they're going to be able to hear each other with communication.
Yeah, be loud. Call Jaden Daniels a motherfucker. Do your thing. And then again, it's tough. Here, let's go back real quick. You're now in a 3rd and long situation in the red zone. Your odds of converting are not very good. You have your running back. He kind of runs like this. In Madden, I think they call it scissors. And he runs that, but then your QB, he just kind of throws a duck and he throws it a little bit short. Doesn't even give him an opportunity to get the catch, maybe break a tackle. Let's see it. He has outside too. If you hit him on the outside shoulder, he's got a chance to get up the field.
Dog shit throw.
Doesn't get any better with Trey lining up across from you. Yeah. I mean, and look, you are the Washington Commanders. You're gonna have some dogs lined up across from you. There's a guy named Micah Parsons. I don't know if you guys have heard about him. He's gonna line up across from you twice a year for however many snaps, probably 30, 40 snaps.
Damn, and he's gonna do the thing to that O lineman like he did to those dudes in college.
Oh. Ooh. That is hashtag just Penn State things, isn't it?
Yep.
Can I just say we're so lucky that we don't have to play this game in Washington, like in the Commander Stadium, because that place is a shithole, and that is a graveyard of different players.
And that's why I would once again be on my foil hat and say, Browning, get your ass out there.
The field is curt. Exactly. Bro, Jaden Daniels almost got like trampled under those, or not Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts almost got trampled under those fans. That like railing broke or whatever. Under center again. Here, let's see here. I think they're up in the game at this point. I don't know why the All-22 is doing this. Someone needs to fix their camera. Let's see here. It's 18-18, 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So it's time for a game-winning drive here. You start it with the pitch to the outside to Austin Eckler. Okay. Probably would have, if I'm getting under center, I'm probably going to run Brian Robinson, but you got it. Back to shotgun look. Hell of a throw. Wow. They could not get there in time.
Speaking of McLaurin, where is he at?
You haven't really seen him. Is that Noah Brown right there, though?
The game was one of the quietest people have been a part of.
Yep.
You end up bringing an extra guy. You rush 5, and you can't get to the QB. And there's going to be an open spot on the field somewhere.
You're going to hear from the running back for the Eagles.
And now it's about just getting some yards.
On the 35, it's like a 50-yard field goal then. 52. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, at that point, you really just want to get like another 5-6 yards, and it starts becoming a gimme for any kicker that's worth his salt.
Yep. Run the football. You pick up a big first down.
Mm-hmm.
Still moving. Now you're getting closer to extra point territory. I hope this is not another Patriots game. I don't think it will be. I think we kind of got – I feel like the coaching staff has the team's full attention. You know, you got punched in the mouth twice now. I think you need to come out pissed off, and you need to want to beat the shit out of these guys. If you're in the locker room, you're probably feeling a little cheated after that Chiefs game. You're probably wanting to just kill whoever's in front of you. Now you're letting Jaden Daniels go. Now it's a gimme. And now they're just going to work the clock on you too. There's that read concept here. Let's see it again. This is a great angle of it. This is what we're talking about. Here we go. See what the edge does here. So again, you got a decision to hand it off or keep it. He crashes in. There goes Jaden. See that? He's selling out to stop the run. And now you got Jaden Daniels going down the sideline. It's not blocked the greatest. You also have a really athletic QB who can make some things happen with his legs. That's all you need to do. And now you're going even heavier personnel here. One of the first times we've really seen this. They do not like running heavy personnel because you're just trying to kill some clock, set up for a game-winning field goal. You're probably, if you're the coach, you're on the sideline asking the kicker, what hash do you want it on? How do you want it lined up? Just protect the football, get down. Don't risk, don't risk anything stupid here. We don't need a touchdown. We just need 3. And here's Jaden. So he's going to center this, it looks like. Yep. So the kicker wants a dead center. You're snapping from about the 14. This is a short-ass field goal right here.
Would have been funny as fuck if you missed it, but
hysterical. This is how you win a football game with 7 field goals.
The Steelers have entered the chat.
See how much time's left. Everyone's all happy. A 30-yard field goal to win the game. I believe that is a walk-off. It is. There's about 4 seconds here. So I'm assuming there's a kickoff. If there's even a kickoff, that could have taken 4 seconds. Who knows? Yeah, I think some of the things to keep an eye on and to be mindful of with this team, you really need to, first of all, keep an eye on Jaden Daniels. You need to this right here, after watching kind of the things they showed you early in the game, but then they took away. So right here, if you're running a 4-man front and you got Jaden and you got a running back here, both of these guys have to be on their A games, because this right here could be a problem. Not a lot of teams are going to run this. The Ravens will. There'll be another thing to keep an eye out for. But, you let the QB rip off a huge run because you cheat inside to stop this. And here he goes right past you. And there's no way you're making a play on a guy like Jaden Daniels doing that. They didn't really push the ball down the field too much. They didn't really have to. The Giants kind of were giving everything up underneath. They let them go on, however you want to cut it. 7 scoring drives in a football game is great. You would hope to get, a couple touchdowns out of that. But if your defense is able to hold them to 18, I think it was 18 points, then, you're doing your thing. So I think tomorrow we'll be back. We'll be watching Commanders' defense from this game. We'll kind of see what looks they like to give there. But again, on offense, it's nothing too complicated. It's not as multiple as the Chiefs are, where the Chiefs will go from 11 personnel to 13 personnel, and you have to be mindful of everything they're going to throw at you. There's none of that. It's just it's kind of a generic offense, but they execute it pretty well, and you have to execute it pretty well to go on 7 scoring drives in a single game. They shot themselves in the foot a little bit in the red zone with some penalties. I didn't see any turnovers, so they protected the football. I don't think the Giants really put them in very many precarious situations. They kind of just kept everything in front of them. Looks like the Giants responded by running a more generic defense, and it kind of dictated the game. But yeah, I think defensively, it's all going to start with just stopping the run and forcing Jaden Daniels to be a pocket QB. He's not there as a pocket quarterback yet. He may get there in the future, but right now, week 3 of his rookie year, he's not going to sit back there and dice you up. Like Vike Life said, if you're scoring touchdowns, it eliminates the threat of the read option. Yeah, you want to know how a team stops running the football? If you go up multiple scores. And we haven't had a multiple score lead all season. So this is the game for the offense to go out, set the tone, to dictate what you're going to do. And you're going to fuck up their offensive plan a little bit. The Giants let them hang around, and it was a close game, and it left the playbook wide open for everything the Commanders wanted to do. So I think you really need to try to confuse the rookie quarterback. You can't give him anything easy. Fuck all these screen passes. You need to clamp everything that's short and intermediate, and you need to force him to throw the ball over your head consistently and accurately. And if he can do that, tip your hat to him and move on. But more often than not, I'm going to side on the fact that he can't do that, and they don't have the playmakers to do that. So tackling, keeping everything in front of you, keeping everything short or clamping the short and intermediate. Don't give up anything cheap. Force them to hit the big plays and those shot plays on you. Let your safeties clean up everything that goes over the top. But it'll be a good game. It'll be a fun game. He's a good quarterback. He's a rookie. You got to confuse him. You got to give him his welcome to the NFL moment. So I'm going to get this uploaded to YouTube here in the next probably like 30 minutes to an hour. I got to download and then upload. So that takes a little bit of time. But thanks, everyone, for hopping in here today. Tomorrow, we're back with Commanders defense, and we'll go from there. But who day, guys?
Who day?
Hey.